Very good morning to all of you.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. At least in the morning itself, you should be a little more fresh and energetic. If you don't have the energy in the morning, how will you reach up to 11:30? Jyoti, if you don't have the energy in the morning, how will you reach? Samya, how will you reach up to 11:30? Sorry, 11:30. By 11:30, my one sleep will be over, isn't it? We sleep by 9:30, isn't it? Gaya, have you seen in the clock 11:30 any day? Hmm? Have you seen 11:30 p.m.? Sir, that next year we will see. This is first year. Last year we had a lot of 11:30. This year we want to make it up to 10 o'clock only. Malaviga, am I right? I think Malaviga is taking a lot of relax this year. Hmm. Okay. Hasif, are you there? Alina, Thompson, we've been okay. Very often people think that +1 is a time to relax. Devika, isn't it? People think like that. +1 is a time to relax. Relax and study, isn't it? Girish, am I right? People think like that. I don't know you think it or not. People think like that. 10th, we have taken a lot of tension, stress, and all these things. Tight schedule. Even Alentina had lost her 20 kilos, isn't it? After her studies in class 10. Alentina. So Alentina thought to put up a stabilized weight this year. At that time, Josie sir says, sleep only up to 11:30. What, Josie sir? 1 year you just relax? Okay. So what I mean is that +1 is the time where you have to set yourself for +2. +2. The basic subjects are studied in depth, and you have to convert your perceptions, outlook, how to study, how to format, that you have to make it this year. Then only next year, +2, you will be able to run smoothly, systematically. If you make these 2 years in a systematic way, your further studies will be or can be done without anybody's help. You will get a formatting on your brain that you have to acquire, develop these 2 years. That is why +1, +2 is not a period of studies, it is a formation period. It is a formation period. You are formatting your brain. Sebastian, understand? Very many people consider it is a period of serious studies. Period of serious studies. Better than we have to say, it is a period of formation. You are formatting your brain for a higher level of thinking. Okay. Now, second thing, in the coming days, you have to come to school for your measurement and photo for all these purpose. Try to come on time, on the stipulated time, because there shall be no much crowd or all should not come together. And one or two students had called me to show me the tell me about the inconvenience. Such kind of things don't call me, because that schedule is prepared from the school office. and I do not know the exact timing of the tailor comes or other things. So if there is an unavoidable reason for you to shift the time to different time, you call to the school office, which number I have given to you. Okay. So for this purpose, I have posted the schedule from the office. I posted it, but the schedule is made by them. So you have to contact. I hope in such cases all should reach on time on the given time. So it will be very good. Okay. Now let us come to our horse, white horse. So page number 6 on the top. If anybody asks, what do you have to tell? You see, have you stolen it? Not until this morning I didn't steal. Are you telling the truth? Of course not. Meaning, I am telling a lie. Of course not telling the truth. I am telling a lie. He said, but if we are caught, found out means if we are caught, I know there we stop. That is what you have to say. You are to say means that is what you have to say. You should say like this. We did not steal till this morning. I don't want both of us to be liars. Sometimes there are some people who always robs, always copy during the time of examination. Now it is very easy, isn't it? Online examination, doing it from home. 2 mobiles are there. One is busy with the Google. One is busy with the question paper. So question paper is open, another mobile, Google. And copying down from Google. Very easy. Or textbook is kept in front of the eyes leaning on the wall. Devi Krishna, it is very easy to do, isn't it? And we are getting a 90 out of 90, 100 out of 100, isn't it? And once it is caught with a cheat, what the people will say, sir, for the first time, sir, for the first time. Did he tell lie? No. On that day it is first time, isn't it? On that day it is first time. So, an act was done in his whole life for every examination. Niranjan, every examination, he was copying. When he was caught, he says, sir, first time. In this way here, Maurad is giving training to Aram. If we are caught, what should you say? Only this morning we have taken the horse. All you know is that we started riding this morning. All right, I said. He walked the horse quietly to the barn of a deserted vineyard, which at one time had been the pride of a farmer named Fatvejian, underline. So they went to a farm. Field that belonged to a famous farmer, Fatvejian. Once upon a time, those farm was very famous. There were some oats and dry alfalfa in the barn. At that time, barn storage in in early ages, even in Kerala also, the farmers would make a barn storage in the farm itself, because cultivation will be more. So paddy and all these things, they would store in the field itself. With the stone and clay, they may make it and store it there. Even this hay, after cultivation, hay will be there. Hay will be kept in the farm itself. No robbers were there. You can sleep outside the house very peacefully. Nowadays, can you sleep, Devika? Can you sleep outside? You cannot sleep. You cannot sleep. The world is changed. So they went to the barn of Fatwajian. There was alfalfa. It is a medical plant, and oats. After keeping the horse there, we went home. It wasn't easy, he said, to get the horse to behave so nicely. While going home, Maurad said, it is not easy to get such a horse trained. At first, it wanted to run wild. When I caught this, when I brought this, on the first day, it was not tamed. It was running here and there. But as I have told you, I have a way with a horse. I have a way with a horse. So I tamed it. Now I can get it to want to do anything I want it to do. Now underline. Now I can get it done whatever I wish. Like our pet dogs at home, isn't it? Some of you have pet dogs. Do you have Gaia? You are a Pomeranian, isn't it? Gaia says to Pomeranian, what is his name? Jackie. What is his name? Sweetie, Jackie, whatever may be. We call, Sweetie, go and take the newspaper. Sweetie will go to the gate and it will bring the newspaper. I can make it as I wish. That is the training that is given. So Maurad says, he can make the horse do whatever he wishes. I can get it to want to do anything I want it to do. Horses understand me. Horses understand my language. Understand my language. How do you do it? I said. How do you do it? I have an understanding with a horse. I have an understanding with a horse, he said. Yes, but what sort of an understanding? I said, a simple and honest. Underline, I have an understanding with a horse. What kind? Simple and honest. Very simple method. Very simple. Well, I said, I wish I knew how to reach an understanding like that with a horse. How? Simple. I wish I knew how to reach an understanding like that with a horse. I also wish to learn such kind of understanding. I also want to make the horse understand my language. You are still a small boy. Shishu. You are a child. You have to be 13 years old. Then I will tell you. You see, you are still a small boy. When you get to be 13, you will know how to do it. When you become a teenage, 13 means when you cross the barrier of childhood, that is 13. According to the psychologists, it is like the biopsychology students, you will learn, you will study. The human life is crossing many barriers: infancy, childhood, teenage, youth, like that. So childhood is getting over by the age of 12. 13 to 18 is a period of teenage. So you are teenagers. So when you become teenager, you will be able to understand. That is why you people are asking, why are you saying so? Why? That is why I told you, don't ask me what and why, isn't it? Is it clear now? In the beginning, I told, I may tell you many things. Don't ask me what and why. That's the meaning. Clear now? Do you follow me? So Joseph told, sit up to 11:30 and study. Why? You ask in your mind itself, isn't it? Eh? If I sit up to 11 o'clock, what will happen? The whole earth will be crumbled down, or the sun will, the sky will fall upon my head. The period of teenage begins to find out the reasons of many things as time of beginning of reasoning. It is in a positive sense what I am saying is. A teenage is a time when a boy, a girl begins to find reasons for things. That is a development of thinking. That is the development of thinking. That is why I ask you to sit and learn. You have to train your thinking mind. Otherwise, it will be diverted. It will go waste. It is a time to think. That is why you have a very good energy to grasp things easily. Because it has a causative mind. Finding causes. Causative mind. It has a searching mind. It has an inventing mind. It goes to see things, how it happens. All on a sudden it will not come. You have to train it, but you have to utilize it in positive way. If you don't use it in positive way, what will happen? That happened to the atom will happen to you. What had happened to atom? Aditya, if you don't use it positive way, it will happen to you as it had happened to atom. What is a causative relation? Can anyone say? If you say one word, I will be able to understand your answer. What had happened to atom is August 6. Can you make an explanation for that? It will become an August 6. Can you tell me? It's away from the textbook. What had happened on August 6? Nobody knows. August 6 is already over. What had happened to 9/11? Can anyone say? In which world you are? What is the importance of 9/11? The World Trade Center was demolished. 9/11, September 11. Important day in the world history. 9/11. When you say 9/11, you should know World Tower was hit by an aeroplane and it was destroyed. What is August 6? America dropped the atom bomb in Hiroshima during the Second World War. What is August 9? Bomb was dropped in Nagasaki in Japan. You should remember it. Why it is the reference with our lesson? I told you, you have to train your energy in a positive way. The invention of atom was a great invention in the history of science. Am I right? Atom, invention of atom, molecules of atom. I don't know the terminology. If there is a mistake, you please excuse me. The molecules of atom, is it correct? The tiny molecules of atom, invention of atom. Neutrons and protons. Am I right? Am I right? Malavika, am I right?
Yes.
Neutrons and protons, something like that, isn't it? Something like that. I don't know much about the physics. Okay. So, invention of atom was a great discovery in the science. Atom is made to use a greater energy, produce energy. And on August 6th, that energy was used with a negative mind for destroying millions of people. So when you have a positive energy, and if you use it in a negative way, that becomes destructive. Clear now? So that is why I am coming to the point. Teenager, a person who is asking doubts, asking the cause and effect. You ask the cause and effect. You can ask what and why, but with a positive, creative outlook. Clear now? The question should have a creative, positive outlook that will help you to grow. The other way will help you to destroy yourself. That is why sit up to 11:30. There we understood. Sit up to 11:30. You get a lot of time to energize yourself. Energize yourself. Jyoti, have you seen the clock? 11:30? Sir, when I will come to the hostel, at that time I will see. Till that time I am sleeping, isn't it? Okay. So, anyway, so you are still a small boy. From 13, we have gone to all these things. If the word 13 was not there, we should not go. Okay, 13. So, when you get to be 13, teenager, you will know how to do it. Till now, you are a shishu, you are a child, you are an infant. Clear now? I went home and ate a hearty breakfast after the exercise. That afternoon, my uncle Khosrow came to our house for coffee and cigarettes. Usual visit, neighboring, regular visits. He sat in the parlor, sipping and smoking and remembering the old country, sipping the tea and smoking. Smoking is a regular normal thing in the Western countries. So, and he was talking about the good old days. Then another visitor came. Who was he? A farmer named John Byro. Underline. A new person. A farmer named John Byro. An Assyrian. Underline. He was an Assyrian, not Armenian. Khosrow, Aaron were Armenians. John Byro was an Assyrian. He was from Assyria. Who, out of loneliness, had learned to speak Armenian. Very important sentence for you. Out of loneliness, had learned to speak Armenian. In order to learn very well, in order to learn the cause and effects during your teenage time, it is very important. You have to live in loneliness. Lakshmi Kuti, did I ever tell you about this loneliness? For finding knowledge, to study very well, have I told you? Any day, Samo? Did I tell you? No. Oh, very easy to say no. But if you say no to Josie sir, you have to. Anyone? Anashura, did I ever tell you about this loneliness? I shall give you a clue. What is the definition of my rule, obedience. Marin, what is the definition of obedience? Do you remember? Oh, that is for class 10 only. That 10 is over. Now obedience is not there. In order to understand the value of obedience, we have to be disobedient. Am I right? New thinking. In order to understand the value of obedience, I should be disobedient, Gaya, isn't it? Oh, people say that don't steal. If you steal, police will catch you and you will be in the jail. And it is very difficult. Oh, I don't know anything about jail. So I will steal one day, police will catch me and I will be put in jail. So I understand what is atmosphere in the jail. Thereafter, I will not steal, isn't it? Very good thinking, isn't it? Creative thinking. What is obedience? Anyone can say? Agana, can anyone say? What is obedience? Cut off. Cut off all the people, even Josie sir, if it is a distraction to your studies. Cut off, keep you aloof, keep you alone. Understood? When you cut off from everybody else, you will be alone. Clear now? Cut off all the places that distracts your studies. Cut off all the things that distract you from studies. 3 cut off. Do you remember I had taught you last year? Marin, do you remember?
Yes, sir.
10th is over, sir. Now in 11th, why should I remember all these things, isn't it? Joel, isn't it? When you make these 3 cut off, you will become alone. There you will sit alone, you will think. That promotes your studies. Clear now? So here you see what happened to John Byron. Out of lonely, this is the literature. From literature, we have to pick up certain words. That is only for you. This out of loneliness is only for the students of Dr. Raju Davis International School. Others may not read this meaning. We understand the meaning. What is out of loneliness? Out of loneliness is my loneliness, where I develop my energy with a greater positive rate. With a greater positive rate. Out of loneliness, being lonely, alone, being alone, he had learned to speak Armenian. He understood. He learned. If you become obedient to me, you will learn. Obedient to me means if you have these 3 cut off, you will begin to learn. John Byron was an Assyrian. He knew only Assyrian language. He did not know Armenian. But he was only one Assyrian among the all Armenians. So in order to live there, he had to study Armenian. He was alone. This loneliness made him to study Armenian. Suppose if you go to North Indian village, UP, Bihar village, their people do not know Hindi, no English and any other language. They know only Hindi. And you don't know Hindi. What will happen? Within 1 week, you will learn to speak Hindi. By Java? Isn't it? No grammar will be there, but by Java? Aja. Yes, that is these many words you will learn. Then you will speak in Hindi. Out of loneliness, you will learn to speak Hindi. So Armenian, John Byro learned Armenian. My mother brought the lonely visitor coffee and tobacco, and he rolled a cigarette. He made a cigarette. In North Indian, in European countries, the ready-made cigarette will be very less because it is a normal everyday use. So in a box, the cut tobacco will be there and paper piece will be there. Piece of paper will be there. So people take a piece of paper, put the tobacco, and they roll it and make a cigarette, and they make it. Okay, so he rolled a cigarette and sipped and smoked, and then at last, sighing sadly, he said, very sorrowfully, painfully, he said, my white horse, which was stolen last month, is still missing. Underline. Is still gone means is still missing. My white horse, it is missing for last 1 month. So Maurad had stolen how many days before? 30 days before. He was enjoying the white horse for a month. And what did he teach? Ara, if anybody catches, you have to say, today morning only. He was enjoying the horse for last 30 days. I lost my horse for last 1 month. I cannot understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Many times you are like Byron, reading physics and chemistry and maths and all these things. You are breaking your brain. You are breaking your skull and say, how many times I have learned. I can't understand. Isn't it? I don't understand. Byro says, I search all the places. I am living. You see, what is the meaning of I understand? I am living in the midst of a group of people whose brand name is honesty. Their ISI mark is honesty. Their hallmark is honesty. BIS 919, isn't it? BIS 919. From this land, I have lost my horse. From this land, I have lost my horse. I don't understand. That much meaning is there. I don't understand. How can my horse be lost from this village? A village is famous for honesty. My uncle Khosrow became very irritated and shouted, it is no harm. What is the loss of a horse? Oh, what is it? No harm, no problem. It is only a loss of a horse only, no? You did not lose 10 pavan gold, isn't it? Eh? What is the meaning of saying loss of a horse? Haven't we all lost the homeland? Did you lose your homeland? What is this crying over a horse? Foolish fellow, silly boy, like crying for the loss of horse, like a little child. The child has lost his toy, and the child is crying for the toy. Are you? Why are you crying for a horse? Then Byro says, that may be all right for you. You are a city dweller. You are a rich man. City dweller means you are a rich man. For you, it is easy. Niranjan, suppose my pocket money, 2,000 rupees, pinky, my pinky I lost. I was thinking about my pinky. How can I earn 2,000 rupees? I have lost. And I told Niranjan, I lost 2,000 rupees. Niranjan says to me, sir, what is the meaning of 2,000? That is Tranang grass full. 2,000 rupees, that is only a paper. Leave it, sir. Then I would say, Niranjan, you can say like that. You are a city dweller. I am a poor village man. For me, a pinky means you are 2 lakhs. Clear now? Clear now? Understand the meaning? This is what John Byron says. You are a rich man, city dweller. For you, a horse is nothing. But for me, a horse means everything. My livelihood. You are a city dweller. To say, John Byron said, but what about my surrey? What about my cart? I live with a horse cart. The cart, I cannot pull the cart. I need my horse to pull my cart. What about my surrey, my cart? Because the surrey is pulled by 2 horses. One is lost. How can I use it? So I cannot go for a work. What good is a surrey without a horse? Pay no attention to it. Leave it, man. My uncle Khosrow roared. I walked 10 miles to reach here. You have legs. You walk. You see? This is the way. The poor man is crying. If I had my surrey, I could come here easily. Now I don't have the surrey. I had to walk 10 miles here, equal to 15 kilometers. 15 kilometers. 1 mile is how much? Kilometer? 1.614. Okay. 1 kilometer and 6.614 meter. 1.5 kilometer roughly. So 15 kilometer I walked. 15 kilometer. So what happened? You have legs, isn't it? God has given you powerful legs. You walk. Khosrow told, my legs pains now. My leg is paining now after walking. Pay no attention to it. My uncle Khosrow said, Khosrow, my horse cost me $60. I told Niranjan, 2,000 rupees, isn't it? He says, my horse cost me $60. I spit on money. What is money? Grass, pull, isn't it? Paper. I don't give any importance to currencies. You see, I spit on money. I spit on money means I don't consider money as a valuable thing. I don't give importance to money. He got up and stalked out of the house. Hearing this, with a heavy heart, he went out. Stalked out means walked out, slamming the screen door. My mother explained, poor man, gentle heart, gentle heart, poor man. It is simply that he is homesick and such a large man. Such a large man becomes homesick, sad. The farmer went away and ran over to my cousin Maura's house. So the farmer Byro went away. Soon I ran towards Maura's house. The rest we will see tomorrow in next class. Okay, thank you.